All right, no time to explain, gang. Welcome back. KingXeph here, back with another unpack video for you guys. Happy Thursday. I've missed you guys. I know it's been a little bit of time apart. I had to make sure all the giveaway stuff got shipped out and ran a marathon and then life and work and blah, 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 and all that other fun adulting stuff that kind of happened. So it's been a little bit of time, a little bit away. Got a couple things for you guys. This video is hella late because there's a funny story that goes with this. So I'm going to just cut mildly to the chase. This is going to be our TCG, the American Age of Overlords opening. We already opened this on the channel, the OCG version, which was the Japanese version. We're going to do a quick little review of that when I get to the pack openings. But funny story, the sneak preview for this was this past weekend, so it's past Saturday. And my intention was to have the box open by Sunday, so that way we could be with the rest of the sneak preview events. And unfortunately, for some odd reason, this time around, my locals decided to sell the boxes before the tournament began. So by the time I got to participate in the tournament, all the boxes were sold out. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to actually get get a booster box or enough packs to equivalent to a booster box in time for the weekend. And my local store was the only store in the area that was doing a sneak preview, which generally 3 or 4 stores in my area do it. But it was for this one in particular, it was only one in my area, and that was my actual local. So bummed out. I had to wait till, of course, Wednesday, which was yesterday, to pick up a booster box because all the other local stores got it on Wednesday because, you know, OTS stores get it 2 days ahead of time. So we have it now. So we're going to go ahead and crack the bad boy open and hopefully get some hot, juicy Horus cards. And maybe this SP Knight that apparently is the most valuable card in this set. So we'll see how that whole thing goes. So before we get started, like content like this, like, comment, and subscribe. It'll get us to our next following subscriber goal, which would be 750 subscribers and 1,000 subscribers. We love and appreciate all of you guys that join the channel. So if you're new, welcome. Go ahead and watch the rest of the video, see if you like our content, or watch other videos on our channel, see if you like our content, and give us a lovely subscribes free of charge. It's fun. We do fun things from time to time. And then, of course, we just did a pretty big giveaway once we passed our 500 subscribers. We'd like to probably do another one of those again, but in order for us to get to that point, we'll probably have to hit 1,000. So we'll see how that whole thing goes. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get this thing opening. So we have the Age of Overlords booster box. So 24 booster packs, 9 cards per pack. Supposed to be 2 secret rares, 4 ultras, and everything else is super. And just as a little quick recap before I crack this thing open, these are pretty much the pulls that we got out of the OCG version. So here's the Odd Eyes Zark card. We both pulled that in the holographic rare and in the secret rare, which is basically this is the only holographic rare in the OCG set. Some of the Chi-Ji cards, and then of course a bunch of the Horus monsters. Dia Bellstar, which is a secret rare in this, which is a very sought after card. A bunch of the Mandanium and other things. And of course, there's SP Knight in TCG and OCG. So in this one, it's a super rare. I believe in the box it's supposed to be a secret. And then Exceed the Pendulum and a bunch of other things. Of course, the cards we're looking for are Horus cards. So one of these guys, and especially this lovely, where are you? Well, we want that card too. That's a secret rare, so it might not happen. But the Gold Sarcophagus. That is what we're going to be definitely looking for because I would like to try to play Horus in the tournament. So we'll see how that whole thing goes. So let's get this thing cracked open. Got my unboxing knife. Hopefully I don't do any damage to myself with the box. So this is a very sharp blade. Yeah, I feel like I've been doing a lot of just OCG openings recently. Well, that's also because, one, there's a lot more OCG releases than our TCG releases, and they kind of slowed down quite a bit. Thank God, Konami, because they kind of went overboard from June all the way to recent. So they had like the Legendary Collection set, the Legendary Duelist set, the Legendary 25th Anniversary sets. I think Cyberstorm Access came out in that time. Duelist Nexus came out in that time. So there's a lot of sets that came out, some new structure decks and all that other stuff, and a lot of stuff that was really just filler that really wasn't that interesting to pull, or there were reprints and all that other fun stuff. So there wasn't a whole lot that was like really eye-catching and grabbing for people to pull out of. Because I know we didn't do Legendary Duelist. Well, we did it for the OCG because it has the Exodia piece in it, but we never did it for the TCG because it really just wasn't worth me spending the money to purchase that booster box when everything was going to be like volcanics and stuff that I was never ever going to use in the first place. So I just chose to avoid that booster pack in its entirety and then focus on all the core sets and of course the Battle of Legends. So I believe we have 2 sets left this year. We should have one of the Rarity Collection the Rarity Collection, which is probably going to be the most valuable and sought after set in here, as well as one more filler set. I think it's like a Valent set or something like that. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit, and it looks like we have a nice little corner nick on that one. Hopefully it's just the back card and not all of them. So we'll see how we got. So we got Scapegoat on Watuna, Curse Bride Doll, Ken the Warrior Dragon. So that we need Ken and Gen, followed by Wing of Light. So I pulled this already on that one. So during the main phase, add one Supreme King Dragon or Supreme King Gate Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand, or if you control Supreme King Zark, you may special summon it instead, and only but you can only use one of these Wings of Lights per turn. So this is our first super rare we pulled. Followed by the Shav Sharga, and then Card Scanner, Rose Palpatine, and then UFO Light. No, this card is kind of, for a 8-star monster, is kind of weak. I'm not going to read the effect, because the effect might make it worth it, but at the same time, it's kind of like odd that an 8-star monster have 1,500 attack, 1,500 defense points. And it looks like all the back cards in these ones are all nicked. Well, at least the back card isn't like the hollow. Transcendosaurus, Exporaptor, a Discord of the Testina, the new Earthbound Immortal, so Earthbound Servant, Geo, Wadazuki, followed by, and look, our first secret rare is Wanted Seeker of the Sinful Spoils. This is actually one of the sought after secret rares for the Dia Bellstar. So you add one Dia Bellstar monster from your deck to your graveyard, to your hand. During your main phase, you can banish this card from the graveyard, then target one of your Sinful Spoils spell or traps that is banished or in your graveyard, except this one. Place it on the bottom of the deck, then draw one card. You can only use this effect once per turn. So we're going to go ahead and stick you up here. We're going to sleeve you in a hot minute. Exceased Thrust, IAS being alien, and then the Vanquished Soul, new Vanquished Soul Trap, Vanquished Soul Snow Demon. So far we pulled our first of the 2 secret rares in here. Off to a pretty decent start. Let's see if we can pull either a Horus monster, or we can pull the SB Knight. This back card a little bit nicked, and just a little bit not as bad. Asset Mantis, another Watuna, another Transcendosaurus, another Wasuku, and then Realm Elegy. This looks like, this is for the Veda card. So this is one of the Veda enhancements. And this card is the Immortal Bushi of the Mortal Body. All monsters in your graveyard become warrior monsters. Once per turn during the end phase, you destroy all monsters you control. Oh, okay. Very interesting card. So don't even know what I would use that for, or what I would similarly think of using that card for, but okay. Well, we'll see how this one. And this card is terribly cut. It's definitely not centered in the back. The Scapegoat, Destiny of the Testina, another Earthbound Immortal, Taria, and then TG Mighty Striker. I actually pulled this at the local tournament, and ironically, I traded it for a soda. Yeah, I had a buddy that was there. He was looking for the TG stuff, and I really didn't care for it. So I'm just like, he saw me pull it, and he was just like, "You don't need that." And I'm like, "Well, I don't need that. You're right." And so he's like, "Well, what do you want to trade for?" And I'm like, "Well, car's only like $1." So I'm like, "Just buy me a Coke, and you can have it." So that's how that whole thing went down. A trade is a trade. Cinnabaro Shade Peacock. This is one of the 2 ritual monsters that I saw. So this is also a spirit. I'll read this later in more detail. Play of the Testina. Don't want to waste too much time on this unpacked video. So Snake Eye Birch is our next super. And then, oh, got both the guy and the girl in the same pack. So yeah, I'll read those later because I don't want to waste a whole lot of time with that now, because they're probably more than likely cards that I won't ever use. But they might be useful at some point in time. I don't know. And this one has actually a decent corner, so this is actually no longer a damage pack. Testina, Watsuka, Revelance, Master of the Twilight Striker, and then another Snake Eye Oak. Well, not another. This is from Birch, and then this one's Oak. So it looks like all the Snake Eyes, if my mind serves me correctly, are named after wood. So I wonder if there's a Snake Eye Maple. So the Snake Eye Oak, Snake Eye Birch, and I don't know what the other Snake Eyes are, but they seem to all have an origin of wood. All right, Sinful Spoils of the Doomed. Ken, no Gen yet. Then Play of the Testina, followed by Burning Dragon. I might have this card as well. I think I might have pulled this in one of my tournament packs as well. Startling Stare of the Snake Eye, and then another Mortal Sword, Fallen of the Testina, and then what is it? Ordotic Daybreak. I forgot what this thing does. Oh, it's for reptiles. There we go. That's for the reptile archetype. All right, moving on to the next pack. I think we're about 4th of the way through here. We haven't seen an ultra rare yet, so I know the Sarcophagus is an ultra rare, so hopefully we pull that out of here. Send a light, and then TG All Clear, another super. Realm Elegy. This is for the Visa Starfrost. Yes, Visa Starfrost archetype. The new Gaia card, which is a common. And then another one of the rituals. TG Close. Moving on. Let's keep it moving. Alrighty. So yeah, we'll see if we have a Gen yet. We've gone through almost half a booster box and no Gen yet. And Gen's a common, so where is he at? Lila Rap. That's funny. Miracle of the Supreme King. So this will be some more Zark support. Tari and... Okay, we have Nephilabyss, the Age Overlord. So this is one of the reptile cards. I think I might have another copy of this as well. I know I have it in the OCG pile, but I might have pulled that earlier as well. So far, nothing too crazy, nothing too great. So far, we got that Wanted Seeker, which is so far the best card that we pulled out here so far. I'm going to move some of this bulk out of the way. We still have one more secret rare left in this box to see what it is. So hopefully it is something good. Maybe it's Dia Bellstar. I would hope so. Starring Knight, Watuna, Starline above the shrine, followed by, there's our second MST Glory of the Horus. So here is one of the Horus cards. I think this is the only one that's secret rare. I have to double check the set for this one. But 3,000 attack, 1,800 defense. Of course, if you control the King Sarcophagus, you can special summon this card from the graveyard. You can only do it once per turn this way, and then the following effects once per turn. You can send 2 cards from your hand to the graveyard, including this card. Add 1 King Sarcophagus from the deck, so this allows you to search for King Sarcophagus. Then you draw 1 card. If another card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect while this card is in the monster zone, whereas the rest of the, except during the damage step, you can send 1 card to the field to the graveyard. So that makes both of our supers. So MST, the Glory Horus, and Wanted Seeker of the Sinful Spoils. So no Dia Bellstar. Sad. There's Gen. Here he is. There's a tag team partner, another Horus. So no Dia Bellstar, but we might have a chance of pulling it still because I believe Dia Bellstar is a quarter-century secret rare, and there's always an opportunity to pull a quarter-century secret rare out of this box because it doesn't affect the ratio. So we'll see how that goes. So Lila Rap, Miracle, and then Canopic Protector. Once per chain, when your opponent activates a card effect, you can special summon 1 Horus monster from your hand or graveyard. Ooh, but for the rest of the turn, you cannot special summon monsters with the same original name by the effect of this. If this card is sent from the hand to or field to the graveyard, you can set this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. So this allows you to drop a Horus monster out immediately. So that's one of the trap cards for Horus support. I'm definitely gonna be needing that. See if we can cook a decent deck out of it that I can use on locals, because that might get me playing Tears again. Since Tearlament kind of got mildly crippled, Horus seems like a good combination with Tearlament. So we'll see how that whole thing goes. So another Sinful Spoils, Supreme King, Lightworm, and then followed by Baphomet, the Mystical King of the Phantom Beast. So here's another Chimera Fusion. Which, actually, this one looks pretty badass. I'm not going to go this entire effect because there's a lot of text to read and it's very, very small. And my eyes hurt. I'm not even going to go through all of that. I'm just like, that is a lot of small text to not have a whole lot of nothing. We still have not seen an ultra rare yet. So that means all 4 of them are still in play. It's just we haven't ran the one yet. So hopefully this one will have our first ultra rare in it. And survey says, Exceed the Pendulum. Well, not an ultra rare, but definitely a rare I definitely wanted. So basically another form of, what is it? I think Beyond the Pendulum, Exceed the Pendulum, and there's another card. They basically broke up Electromites into a bunch of different cards. Since I don't know if Electromite is banned or Electromite is limited down to 1, but essentially they broke his effect down into like 3 or 4 different cards. So that's their way of eroding it. It's like, hey, you can use that, but it's not fully there yet. Poison the Neffa, so another one of the cook cards. Exceed Thrust, Realm Elegy, Daybreak, and another Fallen of the Testina. So, all right, looks like we got about 8 packs left. Almost done with this booster box. Still no ultra rare so far. I know there's 4 of them in here, so it wouldn't be my luck that the last 4 packs are all ultra rares. Watch Us Fighting Porter, Miracle of the Supreme King, Shinobi. There's our first ultra rare, Full Armored Dark Knight Lancer. Here is our very first ultra rare of the group. 1 down, 3 to go. Hopefully one of them is the Golden Sarcophagus. Fingers crossed. Or even just another Horus monster. I'm cool with it just being another Horus monster. I prefer it to be Golden Sarcophagus, but we'll see what we get. Number 3 there, Chorus Bell, Pitful Flylate, followed by Sinful Spoils, Betrayal, Solivia. So another Sinful Spoil trap card. I don't think we pulled that one yet. And then followed by everything else that we have seen already. I think at this point in time, I've pulled all the commons in this set. I don't even remember how many cards are in the set, but I feel like I've seen almost every single common at this point. Miracle the Supreme King, Asset Mountus, Watt Psychic, Transcendosaurus. Now I'm having difficulty reading and getting dyslexia, followed by Veda Calaricarian. So this is a new Veda card. Of course, this has a big 4,000 defense points, and it's also a pendulum monster, which means the likelihood of me using this is 0 to none, because me and pendulums don't get along. I understand how pendulums work, but until you start getting into the pendulum fusion combinations and all those wacky combos for stuff like that, as well as like Zark, that's when you lose me. That's when you lose me with pendulums. Otherwise, yeah, just not gonna happen. Full Armor Xyz, Supreme King Dragon, Watt Psychic, Pendulum Evolution, and then Xyz Armor Fortress is our next super. So we've only got 1 Ultra so far. We still got 3 more to pull out of there, and about 6 packs left. So half of these packs have Ultras in them. Maybe one has a quarter century secret rare in it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if we get lucky. All right, there we got Starline of the Shrine, Pendulum Evolution, Master Tau, Scapegoat, and TG Glaive Blaster. So 4,000 attack, 4,000 pendulum. This thing was strong. I did pull that in the OCG. I just never looked what this card was, because another TG card. So 2 down, 2 to go. I feel like a lot of these cards just have like stupid high stats for no reason. And a lot of times those monsters is like, hey, it has 4,000 attack and defense points, but how to summon it is a bitch. And then also what it does in form of its effect is generally kind of trash. So we'll see how that is, but I'll go into that stuff later. And then there's another Horus. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this. So we've gotten our second Horus monster. I'm gonna put it with our Ultras because I'm looking for the Horus cards. I think 1 more might be an Ultra outside of the Gold Sarcophagus. I know one's a secret. I think the other ones might be supers. I don't know if one's a common or not, but there should only be like 5 of them. I have to double check that later. It's kind of hard for me to pinpoint it because in OCG, you know, I think I pulled all of them in OCG, but, you know, in OCG, they can be common. They can be all rarities from common all the way up. So, and, you know, in the TCG, it's 1. So you don't have to worry about it until it gets reprinted. And then there's our next Ultra. So this is, I think, is our third. Yes, our third Ultra. The Testina, the divinity that divines darkness. Apparently Testinas aren't the greatest things in the world, but they seem quite interesting. So they might get better in the future, or they might just have better support, or somebody just hasn't cooked up the best recipe for Testina yet, and it's still being worked out slowly. Or they still just need some more support. Don't know. Maybe time will tell, but we'll see how that works out. So we got 1 more Ultra left. It's in one of these 3 packs. So we got Lila, Pitfall Knight, Pendulum Evolution, Sinful, and Switch Point. So that's a super. I think that's a TG. So Return to the Testina, Elegy, Scar Canner, and then Daybreak. Last 2 packs. Please let the last Ultra be a Gold Sarcophagus, or whatever that Ultra Rare Horus is. Either or, don't care which one it is. I'll take either one. I prefer it to be the Sarcophagus, but if it's the Horus, I'm not going to be mad. Start of the line, and no, oh well. Original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye. Not what I wanted, but something that might be somewhat useful. I think this card is somewhat valuable. I have to double check the pricing on that one later, and also really what it's used for. So either this last pack is going to have a super in it, or it's going to have a quarter century secret rare in it. One or the other. Let's see what we get. I'm not seeing any holographic borders or anything, indicators to kind of spoil it. So more than likely, it's just going to be an Ultra. Survey says, yep, another Snake Eye Oak. Followed by the Sweet Romance Origami Princess, another Gen. So finally, I think that's the second Gen out of this box that we have seen. So we're going to go ahead and get everything of value over here. So, of course, the Horus, protection of the Horus is something I care about. I have to look more into the Sinful Spoil Snake Eye, this Testina, the TD Glaive, which I really don't care about, as well as Full Armor Dragon. But then, of course, our 2 secrets, MST, as well as the Wanted Secret of the Sinful Spoils. So, very good pulls for the secrets. SP Ninja would have been nice, but, you know, I actually need this card. So the one of these I definitely need. The other one I'm more interested in. I'm more interested in this and the Diabell Star later on in the future. Just don't need it right now. But we will see as time passes, and of course, that will change in the near future. So that's going to conclude this box opening. Not as broken as the OCG box opening, but it is what it is. It's the TCG. They don't like us very much in America compared to Japan. Hopefully, with the Rarity Collection, they decide to keep that card stock as well as the formatting. We'll get to that next month, hopefully, very soon. I would like to crack open a case for that, but I don't think anybody that I know nearby is selling cases at a reasonable price. So we'll see how that pans out in the near future. But I definitely be getting a box. Actually, I'm more than likely be doing 2 boxes of that one because those packs, I believe, is 24 packs of 5. So when that box comes, I'll probably be doing 2 of those instead of just 1. We'll get to that when we get to it. That's next month. But in the meantime, like, comment, subscribe if you like this content. We have a couple more videos dropping this week. I think there's a Master Duel video and another surprise opening that I got from Japan as well. And I'll be actually participating in my very first YCS over the weekend. So we'll see how that goes. I'm expecting to get clapped pretty well and take a lot of L's, but I've never gone to a YCS. I keep seeing about them. I've never had the opportunity to, and they've never been close enough to me. This one, ironically, is close enough to me to where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go and have the experience. So I'm going to participate in my very first large-scale official Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament outside of my local stores and see how we do. If I get anywhere near the top 32, I'll be happy. And if I do better than that, even better. You'll probably see a blog of that, of my experience of that, and I'll talk about it sometime next week. In the meantime, KingXeph here. No time to explain. Till next time, I'm out.